Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining. Today on the Crypto Harvest Show, investors are worried about the crypto market. It's been tanking for the past couple days, and we can really see that in our portfolio as well. So last week, we were sitting at around 82,000, and our portfolio dropped around $1,000. This is exactly what happened. So our Hbar has dropped quite a bit. Our D-Bank has remained pretty consistent. This actually isn't properly updated. Solana has went up a little bit, and our Akash has went up a bit. So in this video, I'll show you exactly what I do to harvest my yield. And again, if this gets 100 likes, I'll be doing a deep dive on how I yield farm and the processes I do within it. All right, so we can start with Saucerswap. We have around 26K invested, and our unclaimed rewards are like $65 this week. So what I normally do is any large amount, I would say amount greater than $10, I'll harvest it. So what I do is I'll claim my fees, and then once that has been claimed, then I'll add liquidity. All right, so here we see that the fees have been collected successfully. That means that we harvested that $14, right? And we see here that our APR in this farm is 104%. So what that's based off of is you have your fees, where if anyone swaps between BNB and Hbar, you get a portion of the fee, the swap fee. Think of it as commission for someone who is trading. So you are essentially the provider, the big bank that's providing the liquidity for people to use, and in return they give you a fee. There's also high rewards APR. So this is what Saucerswap gives you as an incentive to use their system, and to use their platform rather. And usually that's in the form of like their native token Sauce, which is up here, this green thing up here, which is also a pretty good token to hold. Anyways, so once we claimed it, what should we do with the money that we claimed? Well, in my opinion, the best way is to just put it back into the farm, right? Hands off, you put it back in, it will also help generate 104%. So really, this is 104% APR, but if you were to put in the calculator and you're compounding that amount weekly, your APY, your actual yield, is a lot higher than 104%. Again, I started this farm maybe a few years back. I grew my farm from I think it was like $8,000 to $26,000, what it is right now. So that really goes to show that this technique does work, as long as, you know, crypto prices don't tank 80%, which it could potentially tank, but you never know. But it also has the potential to appreciate. And if it does appreciate, that's where this strategy becomes even more lucrative, because you're not only gaining the fees, you're also gaining the appreciation of the asset. So this 85% for this farm doesn't include appreciation of the underlying asset, which is pretty big, which is quite a large factor, in my opinion, when it comes to earning passive income. Because now you can think of your yield farm as like dividends, and then your underlying as just holding the stock. And in this case, your dividend yield is 85% or whatever, 100% in the BNB farm. Meanwhile, normal dividend yield is like 2% on average in the market. Like SPY gives you like 1% dividend yield, right? So this is a very, very strong strategy. Again, more risk in crypto, and do your own research. I am not your financial advisor, but I do think this is a smart strategy to take on. And again, if we get 100 likes in this video, then I will go through exactly how I create these farms, what do I look for, like the entire process from initiation to selling the farm that I do. But yeah, I'll go ahead and finish up this Hbar, Saucerswap farming, and then we'll move on to the next farm. One more thing, they also have this thing called staking. So you not only can you do yield farming, you can also stake. And sometimes I'll stake my saucer. So what it does is I'll turn my saucer to XSauce. So I'll put like 270 bucks in. And then they'll give me this XSauce token, which I can then stake into once it updates, stake into the system, And then from there, it's earning me 7% APR. What's really cool about this is, first, let me show you this. I can also right now collect my sauce, which is, I think, 30 cents. Actually, no, I misspoke. So what happens is the price of X sauce goes up. So now, back then it was a 1-to-1 ratio, but now X sauce is 1.2 to 1 sauce. Or one X sauce is equivalent to 1.2 sauce now. So the value of X sauce increases higher than the value of sauce. How it works is they have their own mechanism that burns certain sauce tokens. But what I really like to do here is once I get the X sauce, I put it into this other liquidity pool that I already made. But that pool is called X sauce Hbar, right? So this X sauce Hbar pool essentially allows me to not only gain the benefit of the appreciation of X sauce, but also earn 20% additional APR. So really we're looking at 22 plus 7 or 8%. So we're hitting like 30% APR in this farm. And it's a good farm because it's Hbar X sauce, which are correlated together. Usually correlated farms equal less impermanent loss and less likely it'll be out of its own range where you don't earn money. Again, I'll explain that more in my in-depth yield farming video. Alright, so that's basically it for this account. This hasn't refreshed because their system is kind of slow. It doesn't really refresh within like the first 10 minutes, but essentially everything's been done. It took like less than 5 minutes and this farm's completely done. So we can move on and just touch it once a week for 5 minutes and you're earning like 200 bucks on it. It's pretty nice actually. Because not only do you have these unclaimed fees, you also earn like these lari earnings, which is basically the extra reward that we went over that it gives you in their sauce token or Hbar token too. Alright, so this is also one of my farms that I own. It's the osmosis pool, but specifically for Akash is where most of my funds are at. So what I normally do here is I'll harvest my reward. So I made around $30 this week, a bit less, like in the past two to 3 days. From there, I'll collect it. So this is what I mean first by impermanent loss. Let me quickly give you some content, even though it's not the official video. In the actual video that I do, it will be more in depth, but basically there is impermanent loss. Your principal asset, when I initially created this farm, I created it with just Akash and no USDC. But because the value of Akash went up, when I created it, it was at 1.09. Now it's trading at 1.139. So there is an increase in the price of Akash. Your impermanent loss will come into play because when it moves up compared to the other underlying, so in this case USDC, if Akash goes higher than USDC, then your actual liquidity pool would have more of the lower value asset, which in this case is now USDC. So we went from 0 USDC to 400 USDC, meaning that they have a specific formula. It's super complicated. You can look it up on Google. But essentially now our underlying asset is worth $10 less or $8 less. Still worth it in the long run because we made 30 bucks, but that's just something to note that there is impermanent loss. However, you can really negate those like unrealized losses if the price of Akash goes back down to 1.09, then again, the impermanent loss will become 0. So as long as you don't realize that impermanent loss, that's the reason they call it impermanent. They don't call it permanent loss because there's always a chance that it goes back to like no losses. So first what I will do here is I'll just quickly collect the rewards. It's pretty easy. Their transaction fees, if you saw in that 0.1 second, is super low. It's less than 1 cent. And then from there, I just reinvest my Akash into the system. So again, Akash, the transaction fee is in Osmosis. It's 0.01. But you could change your transaction fee to any other type of currency you want. I just use Osmos because it's cheaper. It's a not very high value asset. I also have another smaller farm here. I'll collect the fees here and do the same. Alright, so as you can see here, once I deposited everything, I now have $15 USDC left. What do I do with this? I just hold it as a safety blanket. It's kind of just like my commission that I take. I don't really redeposit the farm. Eventually, I might redeposit the USDC into the farm if, let's say that the farm goes down to 1.09 now, and then now my ratio, instead of being 92-7, it's like 99-1%. In which case, then the $15 would easily get eaten up. So I just hold it on the side. But yeah, that's it for this portfolio. It takes like even less than Hbar because I only have one farm in it. I have some other farms, but the value is so low I don't really touch it. I might touch Atom. Like Atom's pretty good. It's like 388% APR. I put in $200. Basically no impermanent loss. In a week in less than a week I made like $8, right? That's pretty freaking insane in my opinion. So I'll just plop that back in, call it a day. But yeah, this takes like 2 minutes to do really, and it's very easy money. Really enjoy this farm. Okay, moving on to the next one. All right, damn, I'm really showing you guys all the goods, man. Okay, so this is WinR. WinR. This 1000% APR is made from the swap fees, which is what we explained earlier, but B, it's also earned by your market maker APR, which is your bread and butter. In this case, I already made, what was it, $51 in a week, off 1,000. It's pretty damn good. So I'll quickly harvest my $51, take that to the bank. Again, transaction fees on Arbitrum really vary. Sometimes it's 3 cents, sometimes it's like $3. So you got to be very careful about when you harvest. Do it once there's like a low amount or low transaction fee, or if you have like high balances. So you also get like this LP V3 fee. It's just a separate fee that's basically this pending fee. So we'll just harvest that amount, and same process that we normally do. We'll harvest it and then we'll add it back into this account to earn us another 1,600% APR in this farm. So again, we just put it back in. Again, you'll see that we're 13 minus 7, so we have like $5 remaining of USDC. We just hold that. We just hold it for a rainy day, right? So I'll put that in. Okay, so we deposit it now. Now we have 123,000 WinR and $700 in USDC. From there, we go into, so the $51 we initially made in Market Maker goes into Xgrail. It goes into the staking column, or staking ribbon. So we'll quickly go into staking, and what we do is we allocate. So once we have this, we allocate the $50 we had into this staking column. Because the reason why you do this is because Grail itself doesn't allow you to sell without a lockup period. I don't want that lockup period. So what I do is I put my Xgrail has a lockup period to unstake. So it's in this convert section. To redeem your Xgrail, you have to redeem it within like whatever days it was. I think it's like 30 days or something. And during that reclaim period, you can't do anything with it. It's not earning you any cash. So what I do is I stake it into this farm, and then from there, it gives me Grail as a reward. So I don't even have to lose my underlying. It gives me 23% APR. I just claim this $1 in rewards, and then I sell it back into WinR. So I'll show you exactly. So $1.13 here, right? So I'll claim it. Once the WinR has been claimed into my Grail, I'll go in and swap it back to WinR right here. And then not only do I gain that, I also gain some swap fees for it. So again, I'm swapping my Grail for WinR. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Once I get my WinR, I shove it right back in its own face, back into, if I can find my own pool, goddammit. I'll shove it right back in its face, right back into the farm, adding $153 more dollars or more WinR into it. And you can see this is legit just a vicious cycle of earning insane amounts of APR. Now, okay, the video's been 15 minutes already, and I'm not going to show you all my positions because that'll be insane. I'm showing you some of the top positions that I think are good for you guys to at least dip your feet in. If you do want to see more of my other farms, remember to like and subscribe, as I'll be doing more videos covering different farms each week. But again, Crypto Harvest, peace out.